Good morning, everyone. It's an honor to stand before you today and talk about something that has the power to transform not only your leadership, but your life leading with purpose. A leader is one who knows the way, goes the way, and shows the way. Leadership isn't about a position or a title. It's about influence. But influence without purpose is just noise. Purpose is what gives leadership meaning. It's the force that drives vision, fuels perseverance, and inspires people to follow you not because they have to, but because they want to. The greatest leaders don't just accidentally stumble into success. They have a clear why behind their leadership. If you don't know why you lead, how can you expect others to follow? Purpose-driven leaders create movements, not just moments. Ask yourself, what is my why? Without clarity of purpose, leadership is just management. Leadership is more than just guiding a team or making decisions. It's about knowing deep within your heart why you are leading in the first place. Without purpose, leadership becomes hollow and influence becomes temporary. True leadership starts with a clear and compelling reason that drives every action. When a leader lacks purpose, they rely on authority instead of inspiration. Their leadership becomes mechanical, rooted in routine rather than vision. People may follow out of obligation, but they will never be truly committed. A leader with purpose, however, moves others towards something greater than themselves. The greatest leaders ask themselves the tough questions before others do. Why am I leading? What impact do I want to make? How will my leadership change lives? These are not questions you ask once and forget. They must be revisited constantly, refined through experience, and strengthened by conviction. A leader without purpose leads by reaction rather than intention. They respond to problems instead of creating solutions. They wait for circumstances to dictate their direction instead of shaping the future. Purpose turns passive leadership into proactive leadership. When you discover your why, your leadership gains momentum. You stop hesitating. You stop second guessing. You move forward with confidence because your purpose becomes your anchor. It keeps you steady in the storms, focused in the distractions, and determined in the challenges. Purpose-driven leaders inspire people without saying a word. Their actions reflect their vision. Their decisions align with their mission. Their presence alone communicates that they are not just leading for the sake of leading, they are leading towards something that matters. Without clarity of purpose, leadership is just management, and management alone will never move people to their full potential. Management maintains systems, leadership moves people. Management organizes work, leadership fuels passion. Management enforces rules, leadership ignites commitment. If you want to lead effectively, you must go beyond tasks and titles. You must connect your leadership to a deeper calling. People are not inspired by spreadsheets and schedules. They are inspired by vision, by a leader who is pursuing something worth following. A leader with a clear purpose does not need external motivation. They wake up every morning with a sense of responsibility. They don't see their leadership as a job, but as a mission. Their work is not about checking boxes, but about changing lives. When you lead with a clear why, people trust you more. They see consistency in your words and actions. They know what you stand for, and that certainty draws them closer. People follow leaders who believe in something bigger than themselves. A clear purpose gives you courage. When challenges come, you don't retreat, you rise. When critics attack, you don't falter, you stand firm. When obstacles appear, you don't stop, you innovate. Purpose gives you the fuel to keep going when others would give up. Leadership is not about personal gain, it's about collective growth. When you know your why, your success is measured by how many lives you elevate, how many minds you inspire, and how many futures you shape. A purpose-driven leader is never satisfied with the status quo. They are always looking for ways to improve, ways to expand their influence, ways to bring out the best in their people. Their purpose is not just a statement, it's a way of life. If you don't define your purpose, the world will define it for you. Distractions will pull you in different directions. Responsibilities will consume your time. The pressure to please others will dilute your vision. Only a clear and unwavering why will keep you on the right path. Leadership without purpose is like a ship without a rudder. It may move, but it will never have direction. If you want to lead effectively, start with purpose. Ask yourself, why am I leading? The answer to that question will determine the impact of your leadership. Leadership is not about you, it is about the people you serve. A true leader does not seek personal success at the expense of others. Instead, they dedicate themselves to lifting others up, helping them find their own path, and empowering them to reach their full potential. When you focus on helping people discover their purpose, something incredible happens. They begin to thrive. They develop confidence, passion, and direction. They start to see themselves not just as employees, team members, or followers, but as individuals with unique strengths and gifts that can make a difference. A leader's success is not measured by how many followers they have, but by how many leaders they create. If you invest in others, if you help them see the value of their contributions, they will become more engaged, more passionate, more committed, not just to you, but to the vision you share. People aren't inspired by someone who only cares about their own ambitions. They're inspired by leaders who take time to understand them, who listen to their dreams, and who create opportunities for them to grow. The more you invest in others, the stronger your leadership becomes. Helping people find their purpose is not about giving them a title or a job description. It is about helping them recognize their strengths, their passions, and their unique contributions. It is about guiding them to see how their personal vision connects to a greater mission. When people feel a sense of purpose in their work, they do not need to be pushed. They are self-motivated. They do not need to be constantly managed. They take ownership of their role. They do not work just for a paycheck. They work for meaning. The greatest teams are built on shared purpose, not just shared goals. Goals are temporary, but purpose is lasting. When everyone on a team understands their role in a bigger picture, they work with passion, with dedication, and with a commitment to something greater than themselves. As a leader, your greatest responsibility is not to build your own legacy, but to help others build theirs. When you help others find their purpose, you are not just leading, you are creating a ripple effect of influence that will continue long after you are gone. If you want people to be loyal, don't just demand their effort, earn their trust. Show them that their success matters to you. Prove to them that you are invested in their growth, their future, and their potential. People will always follow a leader who believes in them. Leadership is not about power, it is about empowerment. The best leaders do not seek control, they seek to release the potential in others. They do not hoard opportunities, they create them. They do not take credit, they share it. When you help others succeed, your leadership expands. The more people you pour into, the more impact you have. And the more impact you have, the more meaningful your leadership becomes. The leader who multiplies others never runs out of influence. There is no shortage of talented people in the world. What is lacking is leaders who take the time to develop that talent, to nurture it, and to align it with a meaningful purpose. People do not need more bosses. They need more mentors, coaches, and guides. Helping others find their purpose requires patience. People do not always see their own potential right away. They may doubt themselves. They may hesitate. Your role as a leader is to help them see what they cannot yet see in themselves. When people feel seen, valued, and guided toward their purpose, they will give their best. They will not just work hard, they will work with heart. And when they work with heart, they will go beyond expectations. They will go beyond obligation. They will go beyond what they thought was possible. If you help people find their purpose, they will help you fulfill yours. Leadership is not about how far you can go alone, it is about how far you can take others. And when you lead with that mindset, your influence will never stop growing. When you feel like giving up, remember why you started. Every leader faces challenges. There will be days when you question whether the struggle is worth it. There will be moments when obstacles seem bigger than your ability to overcome them. Leadership is not easy, but that is why purpose matters. When difficulties arise, your purpose becomes your anchor. It reminds you why you began this journey in the first place. It pulls you back to the vision you set out to achieve. It gives you the strength to keep going even when everything inside you says to stop. The greatest leaders are not the ones who never face adversity. They are the ones who refuse to let adversity define them. They do not see obstacles as stop signs. They see them as opportunities to grow, to learn, and to develop the resilience needed to lead at a higher level. If you lead only for recognition, you will quit when the applause fades. If you lead only for success, you will retreat when failure comes. But if you lead with purpose, you will persist because your motivation is not external, it is internal. When challenges arise, do not focus on the difficulty, focus on the difference you are making. Remember the lives you are impacting, the people who depend on your leadership, and the vision you are bringing to life. When you lead with purpose, quitting is not an option. The road to meaningful leadership is paved with setbacks. Every great leader has faced rejection, failure, and moments of deep discouragement. What separates them from the rest is that they did not let those moments define them. They kept moving forward. Resilience is built through struggle. Every time you push through a challenge, you grow stronger. Every time you refuse to give up, you build endurance. Every time you stay committed, you reinforce your purpose. Leadership is not about avoiding hardship, it is about rising above it. The greatest victories often come right after the greatest struggles. Many people quit when they are just one step away from a breakthrough. The difference between those who succeed and those who fail is simple. Those who succeed kept going. When you feel like giving up, go back to the reason you started. Reignite the passion that first drove you. Remind yourself of the vision that set your heart on fire. Reconnect with the people who believe in you, who support you, and who remind you of your mission. The challenges you face today are shaping you for the leader you will become tomorrow. Every obstacle is refining your character, strengthening your wisdom, and preparing you for greater responsibility. Leadership is not about comfort, it is about growth. You will not always feel motivated. That is why commitment is more important than motion. Your feelings will change, but your purpose must remain steadfast. You must decide in advance that you will keep going even when motivation fades. Every leader has moments of doubt, but the best leaders refuse to let doubt dictate their decisions. They remind themselves of their mission, their calling, and the lives they are meant to impact. They push forward with determination, knowing that the reward is greater than the struggle. When you feel overwhelmed, do not isolate yourself. Surround yourself with people who lift you up, who remind you of your strength, and who speak life into your purpose. No leader succeeds alone. Find those who will walk with you through the tough times. Your story is still being written. The obstacles you face today will one day be the testimony that inspires someone else. Your perseverance will become someone else's encouragement. Your victory will become someone else's roadmap. So when you feel like giving up, remember why you started. Remember that leadership is not about avoiding hardship, it is about overcoming it. And when you lead with that mindset, there is no challenge too great, no failure too final, and no dream too impossible. Your purpose doesn't just impact you, it multiplies in the lives of others. Leadership is never just about one person. It is never about how far you can go, how much you can achieve, or how successful you can become. True leadership is about how many lives you can touch, how many people you can elevate, and how much impact you can create beyond yourself. The best leaders understand that their purpose is not meant to be kept, it is meant to be shared. Purpose is like a fire. If you keep it to yourself, it will only warm you, but if you use it to ignite others, it can spread beyond what you ever imagined. People do not just follow leaders, they follow what the leader represents. When a leader is driven by purpose, that purpose becomes contagious. It spreads throughout the team, the organization, and culture. People begin to see beyond their job titles and start working towards something greater than themselves. Purpose is the foundation of a movement. When one person leads with clear vision and unwavering commitment, others are drawn in. They are inspired to believe in something bigger. They begin to see their work as meaningful, their actions as valuable, and their contributions as essential. A leader's influence does not end when they step out of the room. Their purpose continues through the people they have impacted. The values they instill, the passion they ignite, and the principles they uphold create a ripple effect that can last for generations. If you want to create lasting impact, do not just focus on what you can accomplish, focus on who you can empower. Success is not about climbing the ladder alone, it is about bringing others up with you. Leadership is not about being the hero, it is about making others the hero. The best leaders are not the ones who take the spotlight, they are the ones that shine the light on others. They see potential where others see limitations, and they nurture that potential until it becomes reality. When a leader operates with purpose, people don't just work for them, they work with them. There is a shift from obligation to ownership. People stop thinking in terms of my job and start thinking in terms of our mission. People do not stay committed to organizations, they stay committed to purpose. If they see that what they do has meaning, they will give their best effort. If they feel that their work contributes to something valuable, they will go above and beyond what is expected. A leader's job is not to get people to comply, it is to get them to believe. When people believe in the purpose, they become self-motivated. They no longer need external rewards to stay engaged because they are driven by something deeper. When you lead with purpose, you are not just changing processes, you are changing people. You are helping them discover what they are capable of. You are helping them find fulfillment. You are giving them a reason to wake up every day and bring their best. The impact of a leader is not measured by how much they accomplish, but by how many lives they improve. A great leader does not seek personal gain, they seek to leave a legacy that others can build upon. If you want to measure your leadership, do not count your followers, count the leaders you have developed. Do not measure success by what you have achieved, measure it by the opportunities you have created for others. Purpose-driven leadership is like planting a tree. You may not see the full impact of your work right away, but over time, the seeds you plant will grow into something far greater than yourself. When you lead with purpose, your influence outlives you. Your leadership does not end when you step down. It continues through the people you have equipped, the values you have instilled, and the culture you have created. Legacy is not what you leave for people, it's what you leave in people. One day, every leader will step down. Titles will be passed on. Positions will be filled by someone else. The question is not how long can I lead? The question is what will I leave behind when I'm gone? The true measure of leadership is not what you accumulate, it is what you impart. Money will be spent, buildings will decay, and awards will be forgotten. but the impact you make in people's lives will last beyond your lifetime. A leader's legacy is not built in a single moment. It is built in the small daily choices to serve, to invest in others, and to stand for something meaningful. Every conversation, every decision, every act of encouragement adds to the story you are writing. Your legacy is shaped by the people you develop, not just the projects you complete. A successful career may earn you respect, but a successful leadership journey will change lives. The best leaders do not work for personal gain. They work to create a future that is better than the present. They are not concerned with being remembered. They are concerned with making a difference. The greatest gift you can leave behind is not wealth, it is wisdom. People will forget what you gave them, but they will never forget what you taught them. The lessons you pass down will continue to shape lives long after you are gone. A leader's impact is not determined by how many people serve them. It is determined by how many people they serve. Leadership is about lifting others so that they can go further than you ever did. If your leadership dies with you, it was never true leadership. Real leaders build something that outlasts them. They create systems, develop people, and establish values that continue to guide others even in their absence. Legacy is not about fame, it is about influence. The quietest leaders can have the greatest impact because their work is not about recognition, it is about transformation. You do not have to be in a high position to leave a legacy. Every act of encouragement, every moment of mentorship, and every step of leadership you take contributes to the story you leave behind. Some leaders are remembered for what they achieved, but the best leaders are remembered for how they made people feel, how they shaped minds, and how they inspired hearts. If you want to leave a lasting legacy, lead with character. People may forget your words, but they will never forget how you lived. Integrity, humility, and purpose will speak louder than any speech you ever give. Your legacy is not about what you build, it is about who you build. Invest in people, believe in them, and equip them to succeed. When you do, your influence will continue long after you're gone. A true leader does not fear the future, they prepare others to step into it. They do not seek to be the greatest, they seek to raise up those who will be greater. Legacy is not about leaving something behind, it is about sending something forward. The greatest leaders do not just live for today, they lead in a way that shapes tomorrow. The call to leadership is not about power, it is about purpose. The world does not need more people in leadership positions, it needs more leaders with a vision, a heart to serve, and a commitment to making a difference. So I challenge you, lead with purpose, lead with passion, lead in a way that transforms lives, multiplies impact, and leaves a legacy that will stand the test of time. Because leadership is not about what you get, it is about what you give. And when you lead with that mindset, your influence will never fade.